Let's make these super flaky and tender pumpkin scones from bakerbettie.com. In a large mixing bowl, combine 360 grams or 3 cups of all-purpose flour with 10 grams or 1 tablespoon of baking powder, a half teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice, and 100 grams or a half cup of brown sugar, and whisk that together until well combined. Next, add 113 grams or 1 stick of cold, unsalted butter that has been cubed to the bowl. Toss the butter throughout the mixture and then cut it into the flour using your fingertips or a pastry blender. I like to use my fingers and press down on each piece of butter until they are all in flat pieces. You are done working it through until it looks like cornmeal with lots of big pieces of butter that are about the size of walnut halves. In a separate bowl, combine 118 grams or a half cup of cold heavy cream with 1 large cold egg and 200 grams or 1 cup of pumpkin puree. Whisk that together until well combined. Pour the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients and use a silicone spatula to fold together until the wet ingredients are absorbed. The dough should look very incohesive and shaggy, and you don't want to mix it to a cohesive dough or your scones will become really tough. Flour a work surface and turn the dough out onto it, and use a bit of pressure to press the dough together until it is about 1 inch thick. Dust your hands with a bit of flour and then fold the dough in half towards you. Turn it 90 degrees, press it out to about 1 inch thick, and then fold it towards you again. It is completely normal for the dough to crumble during these first few folds, but just press it back together each time. Turn 90 degrees and fold again for a total of 6 folds. This is creating layers in the scones, which will keep them extra flaky. After the 6th fold, press it out into a circle about 1.5 inches or 4 centimeters thick, and then cut it into 8 triangles. Transfer to a parchment-lined baking sheet and brush the tops with cream. You can also sprinkle the tops with coarse sugar for some extra texture, but this is optional. Freeze the raw scones for about 10 minutes before baking to firm them up. This prevents them from spreading too much and keeps your scones really nice and tall. Bake at 425 degrees Fahrenheit or 220 degrees Celsius for 14 to 18 minutes until firm when you gently press in the center. Allow the scones to cool for at least 10 minutes before drizzling with the cinnamon glaze, which I'll leave the recipe for in the description. You can find the full printable recipe on bakerbettie.com.